YouTube, what's up? Welcome to the show. I don't know what I'm saying. Hey, I'm Aiden. Oops, messed up the intro, but I played okay, I think. It's a little thing I made up. Let's talk about using the right tool for the job. So, I'm bringing this up because someone on Reddit posted, hey, what mouthpiece should I use on lead trombone in a jazz band? And I was like, hey, let's go check out the answers. There's enough that I'm probably not going to have to say anything. See what people are saying. So I went in, and the top comment had a bunch of upvotes already, and it said, hey, use the trusty old 6.5 AL. And I was like, no, that's not a great mouthpiece for lead trombone. That's just like, for most people, there are some people who use that, but I really don't know many people that would. People with really, really strong chops can do that. For most people, it's just like a size too big in every way, like cup, rim, and throat. Just a little bit too big for most people to get a convincing lead trombone sound for a long time, because that's how long you have to play lead trombone on a small horn. And the 6.5 is just a little big for like a 2B or a Bach 12 or something. It just kind of overpowers the instrument. Not really good match. And so I posted like, hey, that's a little big for most people. And then I got downvoted, of course. And the next person said, well, he's looking for a large shank mouthpiece. And I was like, wait, what? Why is someone... What's happening here? And some of the comments were like, oh, I use my trusty 3G on lead trombone and my large board 42 or whatever. And I was just kind of like, what is going on here? Basically, the gist of it is a large tenor, of which this is not the right tool for the job for lead trombone. There are a few people out there who can play a horn like that in that setting, in the big band setting, and sound great. And props to them. I'm glad they can do that. They've got faces of steel, and they make the right sounds. There's a few people, Steve Turre, Robin Eubanks, Slide Hampton, etc. They do a lot of solo stuff on their own. They're not always playing lead trombone in a big band in a section, so they don't have to worry about it as often as the rest of us plebs out there. But for the vast majority of people, you need to be using something 508 or smaller. The 3B even is a little bit too big for a lead in a jazz band to get the right sound over a long period of time. 3B is just a little big sounding. It's got a hefty sound to it, right? Something like a 2B, Bach 12, Con 6H, stuff like that. It's more the right size. And so I was just like, why are these people using large bore tenors? And I remembered my high school days. I did the same thing for one concert, I think, with my jazz band. Decided to use a King 4B with a valve and like a euphonium mouthpiece and stuff. I did that for one concert and I was like, this is really hard. I'm not going to do this anymore. And it's not so much that it's just easier, even though it is easier to play on a smaller horn. It's that it's just the right sound. The large bore tenor is capable of getting that kind of cutting brightness, but you have to play so loud on it to get to that point that you're just demolishing the rest of the band. A lot of the reason we use the small horn is for balance. To get that right cutting lead sound, you don't have to play a certain amount of decibels to get to it, and it does the right thing. So use a smaller horn. That guy also posted, who posted a thread, said, oh, I have a small bore student instrument, but it's too bright. And I was like, hang on here. Yeah, it probably does sound brighter than your large bore trombone, but that's the point. It's not that it sounds bad, it sounds brighter. That's the sound we're looking for. So if you do have that small bore tenor that you have started on hanging around, use that instead of your large bore tenor trombone. Unless you're playing maybe third trombone. Even then, I'd rather not see or have a 547 on third trombone. And maybe if you don't have a bass trombone and you're playing fourth, maybe then you can use a large bore tenor. But really, the large bore with an F attachment kind of doesn't have a place in the big band, in my opinion, unless you can just do that and you are 100% at it. But I really get the feeling not many people are. Something like this can kind of do mostly everything in a big band. Not super well. I think you can play third or second on this, but this is much closer to the job than a 547 is. So hopefully you learned something. Use smaller horns to play the top parts in a big band, and I'll see you guys next time.